My name is Sebastian Tuma and I'm an A2 media student at Christ the King St. Mary's. One of the films I'll be analysing is The Possession, a horror film released in August 2012, directed by Ol Bornadell. This film was independently produced by Ghost House Pictures and Northbox Productions with a budget of $14 million. The Possession is a psychological horror and was rated PG-13 in the United States for mature thematic material and some disturbing scenes. However, in the UK it was rated 15. The second movie trailer I'll be analysing will be the promotional trailer for Grown Ups 2. Directed by Dennis Duggan and released in 2013, this comedy was rated 12A for sex, nudity and profanity. Movie trailers as well as posters have codes and conventions and use similar techniques to entice the desired audience to see the film. These conventions include accolades, editing used to create suspense, drama and sound. These conventions, as well as many others, combine to create a successful professional trailer. I'll be keeping these in mind when analysing the promotional trailers for The Possession and Grown Ups. The trailer for The Possession begins with the studio logos. For less than a second we see both the company logo for Lionsgate and Ghost House Productions, followed by a fade in to a scene from the movie. The purpose of showing the production company is usually to give the audience the idea of the budget for the film or to give them an idea of the genre. Warner Brothers, for example, are widely recognized for having two types of logos, one bright and yellow and a contrasting dark colored version. The dark version is shown for films such as Inception or The Dark Knight with a much more sinister tone, thus giving the audience an immediate idea of the genre of the film. In this case, Ghost House Productions is shown, which automatically displays the movie's genre, which is horror. The purpose of showing these could also be to attract audiences whom are familiar with a production company. Lionsgate is well known for releasing Saw 3D and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so fans of these two movies will recognize the Lionsgate logo. The genre of this film from the beginning is shown to be horror, specifically a psychological horror. This is portrayed in the trailer by the use of supernatural activities and children being either the victims of demonic possession or perpetrators of violent acts. The child, usually in white, is used to highlight the innocence being corrupted in psychological horrors, and Possession shows this in the trailer. Another thing usually seen in the horror genre is when the main character or the main victim is misbehaving teenagers. In the Possession trailer, the first scene highlights this by showing the father and daughter's disobedience to the mother's request. The mother tells the father to feed them healthy food, no pizza. This is followed by a shot of a pizza delivery car driving away from the father's home. We also see the daughter's personality prior to being demonized. This helps us to juxtapose to see the extreme difference in personality of the girl. A child is used and shown throughout the trailer because a child is the least likely person to commit violent acts and is usually associated with innocence. The main prop that the movie seems to be based around is a wooden box. Built with no seams, the box is impossible to open. However, when the daughter manages to open it, she begins to show signs of possession. The setting of the movie is in a detached house near the woods and is shown with an establishing shot of the father's house. This setting is very common among psychological horrors. The Grown Ups 2 trailer has a sort of the same structure, but is very different in the theme of the trailer. As in the aforementioned Possession trailer, Grown Ups 2 also shows the production company in the first couple of seconds of the trailer. We see the production company to be Columbia Pictures, which is a major production company. This tells us two things. A, the trailer is likely to be big budget and will be unlikely to be a strong horror, perhaps something more light-hearted or like romance. Or B, the movie will likely to have star power. The genre of the film is comedy. This is made clear through the trailer through the music, actors and scenes shown through the trailer. Another aspect of the Possession trailer which plays a large role in is the music used. The dramatic choir music juxtaposes the fast-cut action scenes going on in this, and this brings up the tension. This gospel choir type music is usually used in psychological horrors because it contradicts the demonic nature of the scenes taking place. Choirs are associated with the church and religious worship. This type of music, when used in horror trailer, builds drama. This can equally be done with silence. The absence of music, at times, can be just as powerful because the audience doesn't know what to expect or when to expect it.
His truth.
Towards the end of the trailer, a variety of special effects were used in the quick cuts leading up to the title of the film. These are possibly the best parts of the film, and they show the most shocking and frightening parts. This is almost always done in trailers, but for horror movies in particular, it is important because at this point, the audience gets to see the most climactic parts of the film and the moments that will frighten them the most. The text used throughout the trailer correctly conveys the nature of the film, and most importantly the genre. The word possession at the end, as well as the text shown throughout the trailer, is bold and sans serifed. A serif font will contradict the film. By using bold font, the editor has eliminated any idea that the genre of this movie may change or may be anything other than a horror. Similarly, the cloud of mist which appears behind the text accurately describes the nature of the film. Elements like this one are commonly used in horror trailers because they add mystery as well as emphasis on the title. The text appears to be moving forward towards us, the viewers. By giving this text this extra movement, this almost entices the audience attention, to whom at this point have seen the trailer and are eager to find out more about it. Another important factor to consider is the background. In this screenshot from the Inception trailer, you can see that the background is a maze, which reveals the nature of the film, which is based from dreams and creating artificial dreams, which throughout the movie are portrayed as mazes. In this same way, the absence of a background, as seen in the Possession trailer, can reveal just as much about the movie. The absence of colour implies that this movie is very dark, and it is a psychological horror which includes paranormal activities. A colourful background would have juxtaposed the purpose of the film. The text is short and easy to read, no large words, allowing the audience to keep up with the text and also allowing the trailer to move forward quickly and swiftly, as the text won't be on screen for too long for the audiences to read it. The editor may also keep the background as the main colour so that the audience isn't distracted away from the title of the film. In this trailer, the title appears at the end after a series of fast cuts throughout the film. The premise of the movie is explained and then the fast cuts take place, attracting the audience further and further, leading up to the climax, which is the title of the film, followed by people involved in the making of the film. There is a clear narrative to the Possession trailer. We as the audience are shown the equilibrium and disequilibrium of the movie. The equilibrium, according to Todorov, must be shown in the beginning of the movie in order for the audience to understand what is going on. The audience must see the characters and storyline in a state of balance before going on to disequilibrium, which is the problem or situation that the characters are faced with. In the movie, there will also be the restoration of equilibrium. However, the trailers only ever show the first two stages in order to entice the audience to find out what happens, and also not to give away the ending. In order to keep the film fast-paced, no scenes with a lot of dialogue are used. In fact, the whole trailer, not including screams from the characters, there is a very little dialogue in the trailer. It's very interesting to see that in this horror trailer, the theory proposed by Levi Strauss being turned completely around. Levi Strauss said that there must always be extremes in a movie, night and day, good and evil. However, in movies like The Possessed, the little girl turns from being one of the good people to becoming the main antagonist. This doesn't usually happen in a movie, but as this movie is about demonic possession, this provides a very interesting plot and is fitting.